welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, if you're new here, my name is Ayman. If you're returning, then you already know my name is Ayman. But actually, before we get into the video, let's just give a warm welcome to my guest in this video, which is this fucking pimple right here. Can you see that? I know Pluto was axed as the 9th planet, but honestly, there's fucking Pluto right there. Anyway, guys, let's just forget Planet Zork on my face right now. I'm gonna be continuing on with Mental Health Week on my channel. With today's video, I'm gonna be giving you 6 tips to help with your mental health during COVID-19, during this pandemic, during this shit show of a year that is 2020. So without further ado, let's get into it. Tip number 1. Now, the most important thing that I realized was we need to adapt to the pandemic. Now, the pandemic really started, catching fire in January, I'm gonna say. Well, December for the scientists who knew about it in China, but January for the Western world. And guys, it's been almost a year. Like, it's November right now. It's nearly about to be January. Everyone thought the pandemic was gonna end in May, then in August, then in September. It is not ending. And the point I'm trying to make is you can't look at the pandemic and this quarantine and this lockdown as a sort of holiday or this temporary thing that you can just do whatever you want, eat like shit, treat yourself like shit, because it's basically a holiday. I'm working from home, I'm not doing anything. No, adapt to your current circumstances, you guys. The pandemic is not going anywhere. COVID, as far as I can see, is not going anywhere. These lockdowns, these measures that are put in place are not going anywhere. So we need to adapt with thinking that this is our reality now. So my tip is start living your life like you used to. And I'm not saying go out and party with all your friends. Definitely don't do that. But if there was things you were doing before and stop doing, may it be, you've stopped cooking and you're Uber Eatsing all the time. Start cooking again. You need to start living your life once again, because if you continue living in this plateau of quarantine will end, the lockdown will end, the pandemic will end, and everything will go back to normal. Newsflash, this is our normal now. So we need to adapt to reality and do something about that. I think a lot of people are stuck in a rut because they're kind of just waiting for the pandemic to end. And I was very much in that boat as well. Like, I thought, the first time we had a lockdown, it was like, oh, this is gonna be a month, this is gonna be 2 months, I'll be at home, I won't really work out because the gyms will open soon enough, and the gyms aren't open. It's been a year, the gyms are still not open. So what I'm saying is you need to incorporate your activities that you used to do back into your life. You feel me? Now onto tip number 2, and it's something I really wish people had told me during the first wave and just kind of when lockdown and quarantine started, and that it's okay not to be okay, you guys. Like, a pandemic, a worldwide health pandemic is no joke. That is stressful, anxiety-inducing, depression-inducing for everyone. People's businesses aren't doing well. People aren't going to work because they've been put out of a job. It's a very stressful time. People are struggling to pay their own rent, their business's rent, etc. It is so okay not to be okay. It is so okay that if you weren't suffering from, anxiety or depression before and you are now, like, you think it's only you. Believe me, everyone and their mom has just not had a good year. 2020 has honestly just been a shit show. So I know you're gonna be sitting there thinking, oh my god, this year has been such a waste, look at everything everyone else did. But dude, we're in a global health pandemic. People are dying. Millions of people got COVID. It is okay if you're not feeling your best. It is okay if you're waking up and you don't have the motivational energy to do anything. COVID is not a joke. Mental health and COVID are actually positively correlating if you look at any research. Mental health cases are increasing and getting worse, and COVID cases are increasing and getting worse. So what I'm saying is, it's okay. It is okay. Breathe. Take care of yourself. It is okay if you didn't do anything for the past 3 months. Believe me. And now my third tip is learning from the first waves of quarantine slash lockdown slash COVID. We're now entering the second wave of COVID, so to speak. The first one was, from January, I want to say, to June, and we're entering the second wave now. And learn from how you were in the first quarantine. In the first quarantine, when I thought things were very temporary, I did nothing. I gained so much weight in the first month of quarantine because I literally thought it was going to be temporary. I was Uber Eatsing every single day. I couldn't be bothered to go do my groceries because I was like, whatever, this is going to end soon enough. It is not ending. And I'm still doing Uber Eats all the time, and I need to learn. In the first lockdown, I did not work out. I barely did anything. I was just cruising by, working from home, not really doing anything when that was really getting me down. All this free time I had, I wasn't doing anything with it. So the one thing we can do is learn from the first wave, learn from our first quarantine and lockdown experience. If you didn't get up to much during the first time, try again. Linking to my first point, adapt. This is not going anywhere. Just change your behavior. You guys know what's coming up ahead. Before, I get it, in the first quarantine, we didn't really know what to expect. I get it. Is there gonna be a lockdown? How long are people gonna be stealing toilet paper for? I don't know. Do I have to stop someone to get toilet paper? Now we know. Now we know what the situation is. Now we know what's gonna be open, what's not gonna be open, how we can go about our lives, who we can hang out with, who we can't. So now that we know all these things, learn from the first wave, and let's kill the second wave. Let's motherfucking kill it, bro. Now my fourth tip of this video is try to stay active and try to stay connected. And I know for a fact, as soon as you Google ways to improve your mental health, the first thing people are gonna tell you is improve your sleep routine, drink more water, eat better. Dude, this is all shit like your elementary school teacher's been telling you since time begun, you know what I mean? You think these things aren't gonna help, but they actually do. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and be some sleepologist guru and be like, improve your sleep. If you get 8 hours of sleep, believe me, depression will be gone. It's not gonna be gone. But what I'm saying is stay connected to your friends. Isolation is a huge thing in quarantine. People haven't seen their families in so long. Canadian Thanksgiving happened. A lot of my friends weren't able to go home to their families or their parents and celebrate it with them. Christmas is coming up, and I know a lot of people that won't be able to spend it with their families. I'm about to travel back home to see my family, and I haven't seen them in over a year. So what I'm saying is people get very isolated, and a pandemic is just a cesspool of isolation. So if you have your close friend circle of your 5 or 10 people, try and see them. I know that doesn't seem like a priority, but social connection is truly everything at a time when everyone feels so alone. And on top of that, it's not just about staying connected with your friends, stay connected with yourself. Know what your body and your mind wants, and try and stay active. With working from home, with nothing really being open, we're kind of just cooped up in our houses all day long. And believe me, I feel like my muscles are gonna atrophy because the amount of just lying down and fuck all that I'm doing. Believe me, I know. But if you can, try and work out at home, even if it's watching a yoga video on YouTube and just following it. It's not super high stress, it's not super hit, but it gets your heart rate going. Even if you don't want to actually work out, go for a walk. Obviously wear your mask, don't be in highly densely populated areas, but go for a walk around your neighborhood. Just getting active and just staying in that rhythm of being a bit active and doing something every day towards that will really help your mental health. Remember, you guys, people always think motivation comes before the action. That's not true. You get inspired by wanting to do something, you finally do it, and then you doing that action will motivate you to do it further. I feel like the biggest misconception is that people think motivation will come and then you will do the thing that you want to do. No, inspiration will come, then you will do the thing you want to do, and then you'll be motivated to do it again. That was a very important side note, but even with staying connected, if you're not feeling comfortable with meeting your friends in person, Skype, FaceTime. I FaceTime and Skype my best friends in Lebanon on a bi-weekly basis, just so I can keep sane and they can keep sane too. Now, the fifth tip I have for you is managing your expectations. I know it feels like when you have all the time in the world, that means you should be achieving everything you sought out to achieve. When the first lockdown started in March, I really thought I would have all the time to do everything I wanted. I was gonna do dance classes every single day. I was gonna learn a new language. I really wanted to learn Korean. You know, I wanted to do my YouTube channel so much, even though I already started in August or July. But I was like, oh, I have nothing but time. Let me start my YouTube channel. Let me start this. And the truth is, I know you have so much time to do all these things, but sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you just can't bring yourself to do it. And it's hard when we're such a social media centric sort of generation and we see everyone on Twitter and Instagram and being like, oh, I stitched something new today. Oh, I'm learning how to play the piano. Oh, I'm taking singing lessons. Oh, I've started learning German. Like, we see everyone's achievements being posted about 24/7. And then the act of comparison comes out and you start comparing yourself to other people and what they're doing. And then you feel like you're not doing enough. And it's like, hold on. Why are you beating yourself up over the fact that you're not getting much done during a global health pandemic? Give yourself a break. Be kind to yourself. You know, it's a very hard time. Manage your expectations of what you can and can't do. You're not gonna suddenly find the cure to cancer during quarantine, I can tell you that much. And it's okay if your friend is doing piano lessons online and you're just catching up on Netflix shows. You know, that's also productive. Finishing, you know, The Queen's Gambit or The Crown or whatever the hell you like to watch, that's also doing something. You know, so what I'm saying is, don't compare yourself to others. Everyone is going through something different and your demons may not be the same as other people's demons, and you're not the same. So don't compare. Just because you see people doing so much doesn't mean you have to do a lot as well. And keep in mind, social media is fake as fuck. Like, people always post about their achievements and all the good things they do. You don't see them posting about when they're crying and have no motivation to do anything. I mean, unless you follow me on Twitter. That's all me. And my final sixth tip, sixth? Is that such a weird word? You guys, sixth. Anyway guys, my sixth and final tip for this video is routine. Routine is everything when you don't have a routine. I'm guessing most people, if not 99% of people watching this video, are either working from home or are doing school online. You know, most people are, most people are back in school, but I have a feeling that's not gonna last long with cases going up. I feel like schools are definitely gonna get closed down again. But routine is everything, and it's very hard when you're working from home and you can kind of just, you know, set your alarm to wake up at 10 when your shift starts. And so I know a lot of people wake up and start working, but they actually don't start working and they don't really have a routine. And I'm not saying, okay, change everything and wake up and actually work when you're meant to work, but routine is everything. Dude, think about it. Gyms are closed. You can't have your gym routine of going to the gym after work or going to groceries and cooking and then going to the gym. You need to start making your routine, otherwise every single day is just gonna feel as useless as the one before and no change is gonna come. You know, like, and I don't mean a strict routine, wake up at 8, have breakfast at 8:15, shower at 8:20. You know, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a rigid anal schedule by any means, but I'm just talking about have a bit of a routine. You know, even if it's a weekly routine, be like, okay, this week I want to work out at least 3 times or 2 times, or I want to set out 4 hours this week to read something. Incorporate it into your routine. That really helps me a lot. Now I know that on certain days I'm gonna be filming my YouTube videos. On certain days I'm not gonna be filming my YouTube videos, and those days are specifically for hanging out with my friends or my family. You know, and that's really helped me, because otherwise my whole life was just haywire because of quarantine and pandemic. My Desi is coming out. So just a summary, if this was way too long and you didn't want to watch it, tip number 1, adapt. This pandemic is not going anywhere. Tip number 2, it is okay not to be okay. Tip number 3, learn from the first wave. Learn from lockdown version 1. Let's not make the same mistakes again. Number 4, stay active, stay connected by any means possible. Tip number 5, manage your expectations and stop comparing yourself to others, especially online. And the 6th and final tip is routine. Anyway, you guys, I hope this video was helpful for you in any way. I know everyone is struggling hardcore and my heart goes out to every single one of you. I wish I could give you all just a huge, just a bear hug and be like, it's gonna be okay. I know it sucks right now, but it's gonna be okay. You know? That's what I keep telling myself. That's what I keep telling Ninny, even though Ninny's probably like, are you telling me or are you just saying it for you? You know what I mean? Anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed Mental Health Week on my channel. channel. I'm definitely going to be doing more mental health videos in the future, but I just wanted to dedicate this week specifically to it because it was just something that I really wanted to get off my chest, and I feel like my heart just wanted to be open and just share everything with you guys, and that's that. And thank you so much for your responses. You know, I've seen you guys share your stories in the comments, and I read all of them. I may not respond to every single thing, but I read every single thing, and like, your stories are so heartwarming, and you guys just saying that, like, you know, me talking about my issues and my mental health has helped you, and that's all I wanted. That's like chef's kiss, that's all I wanted. Anyway, you guys, much love, stay safe, wear your motherfucking masks or I'll come beat your ass. Bye guys!